this in. And then, so glad to see you. Happy Wednesday. Let's take a moment to come inside. While everyone's coming inside, just take your full breath to feel your feet into the floor. Feel that inhale come in through your nose. Expand the diaphragm, rib cage, and the upper chest. Breathe in, and when you lift up, go into a bit of a back bend too. Inhale, and on your exhale, we're going to go into an Utkatasana, which is a squat pose. Now take a moment to feel the evenness in your legs, 50% in each leg. Feel the strength in your thighs. Feel the weight heavier in your heels. Good. Feel that sense of calm, even though you're doing a stressful or a muscular event. Take an inhale. Come back up into an extension. Lift your heart. And then on your exhale, bring your hands down. Now, while you're here, let your feet go back to plank. If you prefer to take a plank pose on your forearms, you can. Otherwise, hold for 5. This is their abdominals kicking in. You look good. 4. Yep, you want to feel like your whole abdominals from your pubic bone to your xiphoid process are activated. 3, 2, and on the 1, lower yourself down, and once your thighs are on the ground, you can shift your hands forward and come up into a swan or cobra, whatever, Pilates or yoga. So an extension. Hold 10. 5, 4, 2. Now breathe in, and then on your exhale, you're going to push yourself into a down dog. If you'd like a challenge, you can be lying down and then push yourself past through push-up and then do down dog, or get there any way you can. Press the heels back towards the floor, and then as you're ready, bend one knee and bend the other. Bend one knee and bend the other. Bend one knee and bend the other. Right and left. Now both heels are pressing, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then take an inhale, and on your exhale, step or walk back up to your hands. Go into a stretch where your back is long and your hamstrings are long. Inhale, when your blood pressure feels steady, go up and even back. Breathe in, and on the exhale, open up the feet. Take goddess posture. Goddess posture is a wide squat. Also, we're adding on those arms going back. Your sternum has a lift. There's a lift in your sternum. The strong thighs, you're going to also feel inner thighs and hips. Strong quads. 10, 2, breathe fully. 3, in your nose. 6, 7, 8, 9, and then standing back up, toes in, hands down. Now exhale your fingers forward to a hammock pose, sort of like that down dog. You're going to feel your heels press back, push through your hips, drop through your shoulders. If you've been working with your arms lately, this will feel great on your shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now either stay here, or if you can, lift your heels, articulate through your back, and come into an up dog with wide legs. Inhale. And then exhale. You can also stay there if you need to, Karen. This does work the back and the abdominals. So if you want that extra abdominal work, yeah, shift. And then a little stretch in the inner thighs and a stretch in the shoulders. Good. Inhale. Good. Yes. And as you're here, you're in a plank, so that's abdominals. And then one more. And lift, abs, arms, and press back. Now the hands are going to walk back, and then we're going to put our hands to our hip bones and come up. And when you're feeling homeostasis, you're going to go all the way into a back bend. Inhale. Good. And then exhale, open up your arms. take your knee towards your right knee towards the right wall. You can take a few of these knee bends to just double check are your knees tracking well over the ankle, and then hold. Hold 10. Heart lifts 2, stretch out. If you need this harder, walk your feet further apart or dip lower, drop your hips lower to 90 degrees. If you need it easier, walk your feet in closer. So that's how you can make this pose yours. Now, inhale, yeah. And then exhale, you're either gonna take the forearm to the thigh and the left arm over, or if you wanna go a little lower, you can. Yeah, to the floor, there you go, and then roll that arm 10. Yeah, stretch, stretch, stretch. There's energy and intention through that hand. We're gonna take another inhale. Now keep your leg the same. See how your leg is strong and helps you go back? Good. And then you're reaching through your arm. You got it, 10. Sink lower if you want a harder challenge. Come up, feet closer together if you need it easier. Good, stretch, stretch, stretch. Breathe in. Inhale. And then it's like you're painting the sky. Come back to neutral. Push that leg straight. You're passing through 5-pointed star. Pick up your other toes and point them towards the left wall. And we're doing a few little pumps, Vinyasa. And then we're going to keep that knee on top of that ankle. And your arms are energetically reaching to the wall. You've got intention. And then you're looking over that hand. Yeah. I'm going to look at you though. Good. Yeah. There is a little lift in your heart. Your heart is lifted. Breathe in. Now inhale. Let this front arm or forearm come towards the thigh and or hand towards the floor and stretch. Open, open, open. Good, keep reaching, keep opening. Take an inhale and then see if you can come up without using your hands on the thighs and go back. Stretch into that knee, 10. 2. Strong bodies, full breath, 3. Even your fingers are stretching out and your intention is through your arms. Good. 2. This shoulder is relaxed. And there's still a heart lift. Breathe in. Inhale. Exhale back. Warrior 2. Straighten that leg. Feet are front. Let your hands come to your heart. Step, walk, or jump together. Grab a sip. You're doing so good. Good job. Lemon water today. Now, take an inhale when you're ready. Come up. And Utkatasana. So Utkatasana is that one-legged squat. Now, if you can, lift up a foot and take an angle to thigh, 10. Lower that foot and take an ankle to thigh, just stay low, 10. Good. Good, opening up that knee, 5, 6, 7. We'll try something like that again. Good job, guys. And then come up, inhale, arms up, take your extension, go down to the hands, let your feet back, hold that plank. You're gonna feel your abs here, but you're also welcome to do this on your forearms. 10, 2, 3, there she is, 4, you came back, 5, 6, plank, and you can do this on your hands or your forearms. 3, 2. Now you're going to bend the elbows and lower down to the floor. This time, let your hands either be beside your hips or interlaced at the lower spine. You choose. Now inhale, lift up your heart, lift up your thighs, lift up your torso, your hands, and hold this up. Shalabhasana 10. 5. And then relax. Now bend one knee and see if you can hold on to that ankle. Bend the other knee, see if you can hold on to that ankle. Go up, bow post on Urasana, 10. 5. Recover, we're gonna do it again. Inhale, come up, 10. And then recover. Now, you can either take a child pose or a down dog. If you want an extra challenge, push yourself up past the plank and go into that down dog or child's pose. 5. Breathe in. And then you're going to take side plank. Now, if you prefer to do this on your arm, you can. If your forearm, you can. Or if you want to just sprinkle in a few tricep high planks, you can. So listen to your body. We're going to hold 5 more, 4 more, 3 more. You should feel your abs right here as well. 2. Now we're going to the other side. I'm going to face you. And then side plank, either hand or forearm. And you want to feel this core as well. So this is core, strong hips, strong arms, strong mind. Inhale. And then exhale, back to a forearm plank and hold 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then lower. Either a sphinx on the forearms or a cobra up on the hands. 10, 9, and then lower down. Now this one's called Navasana, but I'm going to show a modification. You could take your hands low like we do often with the legs lifting and the arms lifting. Or you could take your arms more like a Y and hold. So let everything lift. 10, 3, 5, 8, 9, and then a child's pose. You can curl the toes under. That's going to help open up your feet. So if you've been feeling like your feet are tight, different shoes in the different seasons can do that. We also just need to stretch those feet. Shift into a down dog. Press the left heel onto the right and stretch out that one calf more. And then switch the one. So right heel pushes the left heel. 5. Both heels. And then come on up to your hands, halfway position, and then go all the way up. Lift your heart, back bend, and then hands at your heart. Very good. Grab your drink if you haven't already. Lift and spread your toes. And we'll touch tree pose here. I like that lift and spread your toes every day if you can, so that you're balancing foot, your feet help you balance, so you wake up those poor little feet. They work so hard. So now you can add that cow face if you would like. Very tall. 10. There she is. 9. 8. You're lifted. 7. 6. 5. Had a girl. 4. 3. Yep. And then on the 1, when you're ready, we'll do tree on the other side. Lift and spread your toes. Take the other one up. Ideally, your toes all spread out from each other and you can have space between them. That's what we're going for. Try the other. All right, you're tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now inhale, good, that's some days. And you just throw your arms up for this yoga pose called some days are harder than others. No, I'm just kidding. So let that go. Let's try another one-legged squat because I know we did a warm-up and this will feel better. So pretend that you're just sitting in a chair and we're gonna do a second run through because I just saw collectively I had this feeling a second one would work. So hold that, would help us nail it. And see, everyone's already looking better. 10. That a girl. Yep. See? Good. That's okay. And then come back up. That's all right. Let's try the other one. It's okay. So inhale. Well, I'll let the blood pressure adjust. For me, there is a moment. Then it's low. It's like that low blood pressure just takes a moment to get into homeostasis. And I'll make sure we're hydrated too. That can help with that transition. So you're on the one leg. You see how collectively we're doing better. Just needed a warm up. That's great. Now take an inhale. And on your exhale, come back out gracefully. Grab a sip. We'll make sure that's helping with our homeostasis. Take an inhale, arms up. Now, you're taking Utkatasana for a moment. The second one is an eagle. So pretend that you're sitting at a chair, your right ankle's over your left. Now, you could put your toes behind your ankle if you would like. Your right arm could come into a wrap. 10, 2, 3. You'll notice I'm focusing on strong quads. That is a predictor of longevity and health span. Inhale. And on your exhale, come back out. Now that was good because you're strengthening your quad anyway, whatever variation you're doing. Now come down. The other thigh could lift once or twice, and then you square your body to the front. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then stand back up. So great job. Now this is lift and spread the toes. You're going to take warrior 3. I'm going to turn. Now your right leg is strong, your left leg comes back a little bit for modified or towards parallel for harder. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then come back up. Inhale. Exhale. The other. Lift up your leg. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Inhale. And then exhale to come back. Ooh, nice job. Open up. 5-pointed star. Pick up your right toes, shift them towards the wall, and reach out. Triangle. Now, this is one that you might feel like you want a little bit more shoulder attention, and that is just fine. You might take a day, every day, a little goal of moving the ball and socket joints through their intended motion. We don't want to avoid overhead or behind unless there's acute pain. People will lose that range of motion if they don't go into it. You're doing great. Neck is soft. Good one. Now you are welcome to stay here. If you're feeling this insatiable urge to come up to a balance, you can, but if you just need to stay where you are, do 10. Woo, there she goes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, gracefully descend. You're going to come back up, pivot, and shift over. All right, this arm can do some movements. Isn't that so nice? You can tell sometimes does one arm or one leg feel different than the other. And if you have that feeling, it's okay to stay a little longer on that tighter side. 10. Now the breath is magical, so send it to that rib cage. Now, you are welcome to stay there, or if you're having this urge to take the fingers down and lift up through the top leg. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you gracefully come up, feet together. Woo, guys, let's grab a sip. Doing good. Inhale. Now, make sure you have enough room to be putting your legs back for a moment. You're going to inhale, back bend. You're going to pass through squat. You're going to place the hands on the floor. You're in a plank. You can bend the elbows and go into up dog, or you can meet me in down dog if you need to. And 5. Now you can step, walk, or jump to your hands. Carefully drop the tush, not carefully so much as with control. I just don't want you to plop onto the floor. Take an inhale. On your exhale, you're rolling down. Now I'm going to show you 2 poses here. One is the feet are on the floor. We'll go up together 5 bridging poses. And I really want you to think about your low back articulating, your hips being even. Everyone, we all need glute awaking. If you ever have to sit for a long period of time, this is a really important muscle to awaken. Now, you can hold while you're up. 5. Now, lower back down, and you're either going to do more bridges or join me for yogic bicycle. So if you have osteoporosis, you'll probably enjoy the bridges more for the glute strengthening. And if you do not have osteoporosis, you can do the crisscross yogic bicycle, but you could also do head down as a modification or legs more vertical. So you want to just find your groove. Our intention for the hour is to take care of our body and make it stronger, more flexible, help the mind, help the breath. So there's a lot of ways to do that. Good, yep. Good. If your ribs can stay down and you want a small challenge, you want a little extra, lower your legs, but make sure your ribs are down, your pubic bone's pulling up. Yep. All right, we'll take 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now let your feet down and lift your spine up into bridge. Interlace your fingers on this variation and hold. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release your hands and lift up one leg and point the leg energetically to the sky and just hold. Build the strength on one leg, but keep energy in your top leg. It's not just hanging out. It's got intention, like a lightning bolt. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower that foot. Now exchange. Left leg point up and hold. 10, 2. Everything has energy or intention. Nothing's just kind of sagging. Feel that difference. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then let that left foot down. Inhale, lower. Now, just for a moment, hug your legs in. You're either going to do bridging again, or you can take a variation of this. One leg up, one leg hover. Maybe that's your pose, or maybe you come up into flexion and reach your hand down. Now, remember, you can always do a bridge or bridging. Pull your belly in. When you exhale, you'll see it drop. Energize through your long legs, energize through your legs. Nothing is without intention. And then relax for a moment. And we're going to take the other side. So one leg extends and belly in and hold. Yep. Yep. Good. Yep. Energy through your toes of both legs. Pull your belly in. Inhale. And exhale. Now, happy baby is hands to feet, or if you can't reach your feet, hold on to your ankles. Good. And then we'll go into one bridge with the arms overhead. So take your arms overhead and lift your hips. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lower your hips, hands underneath your thighs, rock up, and either take a reverse table. And this is opening up the front body and it's strengthening the triceps and back body. This is really good for a all-in-one posture exercise. Now push your hips up. You're probably looking at the knees for your gaze. Good. Inhale and then lower. Now the second one is Purvottanasana, heels long. Press your hips up. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there you go, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Now, bend your knees and take your hands beside them, lift up your feet. Now try to find your balance point. So you can sometimes tell if you don't have your shirt tucked in right, it feels like you're on a wrinkle and you're wanting to be comfortable in the joint. Now you can extend your knees and hold. All right, so you want to find your abs. Pull your belly in, squeeze your legs together, reach through your arms. Nothing is hanging out. Everything has intention. 5, 4, good. 3, 2, and then let the ankles cross for a moment. We're going to take a little rotation and stretch it out. Good, really good. Inhale. Feel yourself go a little bit more on those exhales. Sometimes your body will give in. Open up the arms. Exhale, rotation. And your body will go a little further often. Good. Now we're going to take a side plank with the tree pose. So we've got this either foot up on your calf or on your inner thigh and hold. And stretch. 10, 2, 3. Now you want to feel your abs here. 5, 4, right here. 3, 2. Breathe in. Now we're going to the other side. I'm going to stay turning you, but you can flip if you want. Tree pose. And you want to feel your core here. Lift. 10, 2. Inhale, and your core lowers you with control. Now we're doing a Maldrasana or the Maldrasana variation. So my foot's behind me now instead of on my inner thigh. This, or if you want, take your hand and this. All right, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Lower. Let's go to the other side. We're going to take Maldrasana. The top foot's back. The bottom hand is strong. Press that back foot like you're doing a bridge pose. Pressing. Lift your heart up like you're doing a back bend. Your hips are open. This is an extension with strength. Take an inhale and exhale. Gorgeous. Really good. We'll take a bound angle to counterpose that. Nice job. And relax your neck. And inhale. Open the hips. Happy day. Happy hips, happy day. 10. 5. Now, you can stay there, you can do happy baby, or you can pop up to malasana. Another modification would be that you stick a yoga block underneath your butte and have a modification. Ooh, looking good. Good job. All right. And I like to add that little palm press down. So you may even lower it if you need more hand stretch as your arms open up. Good. Looking great. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let the hands go to the floor, and if you can lift your hips up, toe in. Oh, big stretch. Hands to your hip bones, and then inhale up. We're going to take the hands behind us and do a back bend. Here we go, elbows squeeze. All right, now back into Samasthiti. Feet are together, hands at the heart. Grab a sip of water when you're ready. You guys are doing great, both strong and mobile, and balanced as well, agile, coordinated, all the good fitness measures. The hands can be on the pelvis. I'm just going to demonstrate one way to get into proprioception with this pose. So you can lift and spread your toes, and you send your left foot back in a line with your left hip. So you're on a railroad track. Your hip could do this if you weren't paying attention. So you want to square your hips to the front. So that's why I'm just putting my hands here, shoulders as well. Once you feel like that's steady and it's not rotated back, you can take an interlaced finger position and exhale, forward fold over that knee. You want to feel like your feet are alive, but the toes are not crunching and death gripping and wrinkling to keep you there. So you don't want to give yourself hammer toes with excessive flexion. All right, next off, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now take an inhale and push your way up. Now you can even add a little back bend here. Lift your heart, lift your heels. Here we go. Exhale. Yeah, tall, tall, tall. How tall can everything get? Your elbows, your knees, your spine, your heart. Did you feel how that everything in tension grows? Now the hand goes to your heart, your left foot meets the right. You've got a Samasthiti, right foot back. Now your hips are square. I'm returning my hands to the hips just so I know where they are in space. It's funny how sometimes they'll be easier to do a rotation and you're not aware of it. Interlace, or you can hold on to your elbows if you would like. Exhale, forward fold. Here we go over that left knee. You're going to have your gaze at your toes. Notice how your exhale lets you go a little deeper. Now press your feet into the ground, lift up your heart, lift up your heels. Everything is in tension, everything, lifting, 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 long, 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 spine grows. Breathe in and exhale your heels down, hands come to the heart, feet together, Samasthiti. Now near the top third of your mat, you're going to inhale, lift your heart, pass the Utkatasana, a squat pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, hands down, and you're going to go to a plank either on your hands or your forearms. There's your abdominals. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then an up dog or a sphinx. There's the back extension. 5, 4, looking good. And then down dog. So your heels are pressing. Do they feel a little closer to the floor? Now step or walk up to your hands. You're going to drop your pelvis with care. Lower back into a right ankle to left thigh pose. Reach your hands through your window. And if you want to do a little rock, you can do that. Hold that. And just stay there. I need to run to the restroom, but just stay there in your hip opener. While you're there, you're welcome to move that ankle into circles or even a point and a flex. Spread the toes. Locking helps release that tension. And inhale, and on your exhale, take your other ankle to thigh and then reach your hand through. You can interlace your fingers. This is a pose where if you feel like your neck's uncomfortable or it's a little bit like your chin's too lifted, you can grab a pillow or even just fold your yoga mat. I'll show you. You can even just fold it if you have that bit of a feeling that your head's getting tilted back or neck's getting tilted back. You can add an ankle roll, even a point and a flex and spreading. Five, 4, 3, and 2, and inhale, and we'll go to the supine bound angle. So your hands go to your inner feet, your inner ankles, and then you might even rock here. I like to also use the elbows to wedge the inner thighs open. So if you are taking full deep breaths here, you're inhaling through your nose, diaphragmatically breathing. You're also helping the pelvic floor without even having to cue any kind of contraction or relaxation in the pelvic floor. So just by deeply breathing and putting your bones in different places in relation, the femur to the acetabulum, you're helping the pelvic floor. So deep breathing. Nice inhale. And then you're going to take Anatasana. So lie on your side. We'll be adding on to this, but the first move is either hang on to your thigh, your calf, whatever you can reach. So just reach up for something. I'm going to move my mic. And your whole idea is that you're lengthening this inner thigh and inner hamstring in a place where you can just relax the rest of your body. So that's got all your attention. Notice how your exhales can try to encourage more relaxation. Maybe there's a little inch movement you make that helps you get into a spot you need. Maybe you need to pull your toes back. Maybe you need to softly point them. So experiment. There shouldn't feel any like electric shock feeling. There should be no nerve feeling. It should feel like a throughout the muscle stretch. That's what you would like. Feel that adductor magnus 10. Lengthen the knee if you feel like you've opened up. 5, yeah, 4, good. That did work. 3. Now we're going to the other side. I'm going to face you, so I'll be switching to this. You can just turn over. It's whatever you want. On the inhale, the leg goes up, and depending on how tight you are, you might need to really bend your knee. That's okay. Or maybe just hold on to your calf. could mention, if you feel really tight, it's okay to use a Dynaband as well, or an elastic tubing or Pilates ring. The bottom leg acts like a little bit of a frame where you push that foot into the floor for help. Find the angles that you need. Five, 4, 3, and that's so nice. All right, lengthen your knee if you need, and you remember you can figure out what your toe position is that helps you feel the stretch, but not any kind of nerve shooting electric shock pain. Now, we're going to be doing a side plank. Now, we're adding on from here like you've seen. So if you'd like, come up to your typical side plank. If you want a bonus, you can put that foot into a tree. If you want one more bonus, you can try to lift up through that leg. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, lower down. Here we go. Good job. So the other side, you choose what you need. And you can take an inhale. Maybe you'll do plank. Maybe you'll do tree. Maybe you'll extend your leg. 10, 2, 3. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lower. Release. Grab a sip. Good job, guys. That was a strong pose. And we're going to go back down. This is another hip opener, which is like the pigeon, but then, so from pigeon, let's say your right ankle's on your left leg, roll over, teapot, let your foot touch the floor, open up that knee, other arm out. And that's so nice. You can feel your low back usually in this one. And your hip. 10. Now we're going to go into the other side. And so if you want though, make sure, how does that feel? Isn't that nice? And then ankle to thigh. It's almost like you're going to do a pigeon, a figure 4 stretch, and then you roll over. Once your foot's on the floor, you can even add on the right hand, pushing that thigh away. Left arm opens. You can look that way. Yep, fall over and yeah. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You feel like it's letting go, like you can relax more once you're here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep relaxing, keep opening. And then gently come back when you're ready. And we're going to take the eagle twist. So once you're down on your back, you can realign. Right thigh crosses once, and then maybe you'll hook your toes. So we're all different. You might not be able to. Take your knees over to the left. Take your arm out to the right. If you feel like it's so hard to get in this pose that you can't relax, just do your typical knee down twist. Otherwise, relax your eyes, soften or close them. Inhale. And then on your exhale, you'll come back, realign your spine, and then take your knee over once, or if you can, hook it twice. Left arm opens. Now you're going to take an inhale and then exhale, come up. Woo, and relax. So the next one is going to be a pure quad stretch. Some of you might like to have a foam roller underneath you and then you pull your shin under, or if you want to just take it on your side, your arm will be underneath your ear or some type of pillow. You want your neck to be soft and relaxed, and then you'll hand to foot. So pure quad. In other words, we're not doing a balance pose with it. We're not doing the dancer pose. We're just doing that pure quad. So on your back is another one without the roller. Now the breath is interesting because it's so helpful here. You breathe in really low to your diaphragm. The exhale can help you just make sure your low back isn't arching in a compensatory. You might pull your rib down or your pubic bone up a little bit. Not so much that you're tense, but that you don't have any more lordosis. That stretch sometimes can make that low back want to help out, but to a curve, but you don't want to. You want to keep it in the hip flexor quad. So one of the quads crosses the hip and the knee, rectus femoris. Try to let go like you're at the beach and you're imprinting into the sand. Scan your back. If it's tight at all, really try to let the abs help you, not the glutes, but the abs help you. Pull down the ribs. This is really good for your knees to not have overly tight quads. We're going to take that in your back. So notice how that feels, and then the other side. If you're on your roller, just pull your foot under. If you're on your side, roll over. And now what does one side feel like compared to the other? Pull your ribs down, pull your pubic bone up. Breathe low. That looks great. So the top of your foot or ankle gets a stretch too. Relax that. Neck soft. Arms soft. 5, 4, 3, 2. Notice how that feels. Notice how that feels. And then let that go. And if you would like to get a block, a foam roller, and a Dynaband, you can take the hamstring stretch. Another trick is to use a Pilates ring. So I'm going to use a yoga block today just because I see it. So this is a low back lengthener. When you're ready, you lift your hips, place it on your prop. And if you don't have one, it'll still work. This is just such a nice way to open up the low back. But everybody looks like they have one. Perfect. Leg up. Now, if you can, pour that other leg down. It's a deeper stretch. That leg, you're welcome to take across the midline. Or out. And out, I should say. And then you're going to be taking the other leg in the air into the wrap, into the band, and then pouring the other one down. Crossing the midline. And going out to the side. Notice how that feels around the hamstring. And then we're going to release and just let your hips be up, but your legs be long. So you may have to move your block or foam roller lower on this one because you don't want it to feel like it's making your low back more tighter. You want to feel like your psoas is getting a release. So the top front hip, 10, 2, 3. Let that go and see how you're doing. And then you can put the feet up on the wall with the block or with the foam roller. And again, this is a way to decompress the spine and let those vessels have a break. Now let your mind go to a special, beautiful place. A perfect blue sky, beautiful clouds, perfect temperature. Now when you're ready, release the block. And you're going to come up, take your time to a seated position that's comfortable for you. Spine lifted and yet light, so there's an effortless lift. Just take a breath to scan the internal landscape of your physical body. Give it an intention of wellness, strength today, an intention of wellness and strength to your mind and to your spirit or your fortitude to stay in the mindset that you want today, not letting other things influence it, but you being the dictator and intender of your mood. Notice how that feels to start your day that way and with so much appreciation. Thank you guys so much. You did great. How do you feel? Feel good? Feel good? Yes, it's so good. So good. Very good. I'm so glad we're on a wellness path. You guys